we have the three measures that we can see is like here, that is the Gini index, and then entropy, and then classification error. So, in the next few classes we will talk about Gini index, entropy, and the classification error. Now, today we will start with Gini index. What is Gini index and how we should compute the Gini index? Let us say we have a node here, and this is a binary classification problem. That means, we have two classes only. So, this node is having C0 class and C1 class. As we studied the Hunt's algorithm says that if all objects belongs to single class, then you are done. So, that will be the terminal node. But here we see is there is a more than one, there are more than one class. So, therefore, it is a binary class problem, and then we see there are classes like C0 and C1, and what is the distribution of the object? C0 is having the N0 number of objects belong to class C0, and similarly N1 number of objects belong to class C1. So, therefore, we have to apply the Hunt's algorithm, and then we have to split this node into multiple ways. So, now we assume that this data set has two attributes, one is attribute A, another is attribute B. So, if I apply the attribute A and then we get another node, so let us say this is M1, and we get another node is we say is the an M2. These there are total number of node here you can say is N0 plus N1. So, that will be distributed among this again the two nodes. Let us say here, as you can see on the left side here, M1 is having node again C0 is having N10, and C2 class C0 and C1 class having N11. Similarly, in M2 this is the distribution here we can check. Okay. Now, what you do it again, if we apply the on the same node, that is the node, this is the node let us say M0 with the attribute B, then we will have a distribution again same, say this is M0, and then we will get a node here, we will get node here, and then this is the this correspond to, so this is M3, and this correspond to, sorry, this is M4 correspond to here. So, this is M4. Now, we have two attributes, attribute A and another attribute is B. So, we have split it here, and then we got something here. Now, what we have to do? We have to compare which attribute we should, which split we should take, whether we will go with attribute A or whether we will go with attribute B. So, then what we have to do? We have to compute the impurity at the node M0, that will be the same for the both the attributes here, and then we will compute the what is the joint after splitting, what is the impurity here, and here after splitting what is the impurity here. Because we are saying the Gini index is impurity measure. So, what do you want? That node should be pure, that means impurity value should be less, right. So, if the impurity value is 0, least one, so that means it is purest. So, that is our objective to get the node pure node, that means impurity value should be ideally should be 0, otherwise it is close to 0. At least if you compare whichever is the less, that split should we should take. So, therefore, what we do it? We compute the gain, and obviously M0 will be much higher than the, if I put M12. So, this is the joint is we are saying joint, what is called is joint Gini or impurity, that is we are saying M12, and here we are saying ki joint impurity is M34. Now, because M is more, then any cases, so what we do? We can subtract M0 minus M12, that will give you the gain, how much gain in impurity we are getting. So, that is we are saying M0, that is we are saying here M0 M12 and M0 M34 for the second node, second split. And then whichever will give the maximum value, that is the gain is maximum, that means after join whichever will having the least value, we will take this one, least, this is least, both are same. So, obviously gain will be whichever will be the maximum, that we will take, that is something we are going to see in the next slide. So, till now we said we should have a measure is called Gini. Now, we formally we see how do we compute the Gini. Okay. So, this is the formula here. For a particular node, we will compute using this formula, that is Gini at the node. So, in earlier example we had here M0 and we have two classes C0 and C1. So, this is it has let us say N0 node, N0 number of objects belongs to class C0 and then N1 number of objects belongs to class C1. So, we have to compute the Gini at the node, let us say this is the node T. So, this is a formula 1 minus summation over j. What is j? J is the classes. So, here we have two classes problem. So, then we will have the in summation we will get the two terms, and what is this term? PJT. What is that PJT? So, PJT is the relative frequency of the class J. So, N0 number of object belongs to class C0. What is the total number of object? So, that is N0 plus N1. So, therefore, P C0 at the node T will be N0 by N0 plus N1. So, this is PGT. PGT means within a node you start counting how many nodes belongs to same class. Same class means let us say class C0, that will give you the P C0 T. Similarly, you count how many nodes belongs to class C1 and then that number of count, that is relative count at the total number of object in that particular node. So, here total number of object is N0 plus N1. So, that is the PJT is the relative frequency of class J at node T. Now, tell me what is the maximum value of the Gini and what is the minimum value? What will be the minimum value? See, let us say there is no other objects here, no other classes, that is all objects, that is N0 plus N1, all objects belong to single class, that is C0. So, then what will be the relative frequency of C0 T? Total number of object all belongs to C0 N0 plus N1 and total number is N0 plus N1. So, this will give you 1. So, you make it 1 square and then all other classes, there is no other class. So, that will give you 0. So, 1 plus 1 minus 1. So, then this value will be maximum value will be 0 here, sorry, minimum value will be 0, that means it is a purest node, that is we said our objective to get the pure node. So, what will be the maximum value here? We will get the maximum value when the class distribution will be the same, that means number of objects belongs to each class will be the same. Let us say if you have a here, let us say you have a 100 object, N1 plus N0 is 100, let us say here C0 C1 two classes in this node, this is 50 and this is 50. So, relative frequency is same, relative frequency of class each class is same. In that case we will get the maximum value, but what will be the value here in this example? So, then PJ what will be the value here? This will be 50 by 100. So, this will give you half for each class, and then if you get this value, so this maximum value will be half for the two class problem. Now, if there are NC number of classes, NC is the number of, so then NC is the number of classes, then what will be the maximum value? All classes are equally probable. So, then what will be the PJT value for each class? So, P, let us say class C0 T will be C1 at the node T, what will be that value, and let us say P C2 T what will be the maximum, what will be the value for all classes are equally probable, means number of objects belongs to each class is same. So, there are, say, let us say NC classes, then what will be the equal values? So, it will be 1 by NC, this will be 1 by NC, this will be 1 by NC, right. So, then what will be the Gini value here? So, Gini value will be here 1 minus summation over number of classes. So, number of classes will be NC into, and what is the PJT? 1 by NC square. So, that will give you 1 minus 1 by NC. So, this is the maximum value. Now, you solve this problem. Okay. So, next slide onwards we will go to OnLight. So, now what we learn is we can compute the Gini of the individual node. Now, in the first example when we started talking about, say, let us say you have the node M0. So, we know how to compute the Gini at that node. And now, once we split it here, again we split it to node, then what will be the combined Gini, right. So, we know this node was, let us say this is M0 and that was say let us say 10 and this one M11. We can compute individual Gini using the earlier formula, we can compute here, but what will be the combined? Should we multiply or should we add and so on? So, this is a formula here. When a node P is split into K partition. So, in this example this is the node P and it has only 2 partitions. So, if it has a multiple partition, let us say K partition, then what will be the combined Gini? Combined Gini will be that Gini at the split, that is combined Gini will be summation over number of branches from the node. So, number of branches in this example is 2. So, and if it is K, so then you compute the Gini of the individual node, that is you compute the Gini of this node and then you take the weighted sum. Okay. So, that is the weighted sum. So, suppose if there are 30 nodes here and this node, that is the left side node here, it reach, say this side after based on the condition, if there are 16 node here, obviously 14 node will be right side. So, now what you do it, you take the weighted sum. What is that weighted sum? 16 divided by total number of node at the parent. So, that is ni by n. So, here 16. So, if I compute it here 16 divided by 30 and then Gini of this node M10 plus then weighted 14 divided by 30 into Gini of this node, that is M11. So, that will give you the combined Gini value. Okay. Now, you compute here what was the Gini here at M0 and what is the combined value, and to take the gain you take the you do the subtraction, that will give you the gain. Okay. So, we know the individual and then we combine them. So, that is if you see the formula again. So, Ni is the number of records at child I, n is the number of record at the parent node P. So, that is we did it 30 at the parent node, there are 30 nodes, 30 objects and this node is having 16 objects. So, therefore, we have taken the weighted sum. So, here is the final conclusion. Choose the attribute that minimizes the weighted average Gini index of the children. So, wherever you will get the minimum this value, you will take that one. So, you take that particular attribute, whether you choose the attribute A or attribute B, this will tell you after combining these the Gini values. And this Gini index is used in the decision tree algorithms such as CART and Sprint and so on. So, next is another problem here, we can see is same thing here, the when it that is written once more here, this is the Gini value here and then we will show with one example. Okay. Let us say in the parent node we have this Gini value. What will be the Gini value at this node? Half. Okay. and if you use the attribute A, so you have a attribute A, here is the parent, and then we got this node, like this node is having 7, this side is having, should not write like that. So, this is 5 and 2. So, this is C 1, this is C 2, is it right? Yeah. So, then this side is C 1, C 2, this is 1 and 4. So, this is 5 nodes, this side 7 nodes. Then what will be the combined Gini? So, what we should do? We will compute the individual Gini of this node, and then we take the weighted sum. So, this is 7. So, 7 by 12 into Gini of this node, so let us say M 10 and this is M 11. So, Gini of node M 10 plus 5 12 into Gini of node M 11, right. So, then what will be the Gini of this one? So, 7 12 into Gini of 10, this will be, so this will 1 minus, so 5 by 1 minus 5 by 7 square plus 5 by 7 square plus 2 by 7 square, okay, right. Similarly, you will get heat here. So, here we go. So, 7 by 12 and the Gini of this node, that is M 10 is 0.408 and for the M 11 is 0.285. So, this will be the combined Gini value. Now, so earlier case, if it is attributes, so we did not talk about, mostly we talk about the binary attribute. Okay. So, if in case of the binary attribute, its life is bit easy, but if it is a categorical, that is also easy, but for a continuous attributes we have to do lot of things, that we will see in the next. So, then in case of the split in the two partition, so you can see is here one example is like parent is having this one, and then you have the split n 1 n 2. So, this is one node, this is another node. So, what will be the weighted Gini of n 1 n 2? So, 6, this is 6 by total node 12 and then Gini, and then this is the value and total value. What is the gain? This is the gain, because 0.486 was at the node here, and now we got this value, and then it is the Gini is like 1 minus 5 by 6 that we computed just before here, and then Gini for this node we computed here. Now, if you have a categorical attributes, then so let us say you have cart type. So, there are 3 type of carts. So, family type car or sports or luxury. So, we can go with 3 branching, okay, or we can go with 2 branching, one is say sports and luxury, another is the family. Similarly, otherwise we can go for the sports or family or luxury. Now, what will happen? So, for the cart type there are 3 type of carts. So, then we will get this distribution here as you can see. Okay. So, for this is we got like that, for this is we got like that, and this is we got like that. And then what we have to do? We have to combine. So, this side is 4 divided by total. So, 12 plus 8 20. So, 4 by 20 and then Gini of this F family plus, so 8 by 20 into Gini of sports plus 8 by 20 into Gini of luxury. So, that will give you the total value 0.163. So, this is one case, and second, if you divide it into binary way, that means you have to combine the 2 attributes value together. So, in this example you can see here, now we will get the Gini value is 0.468 and here we will get the Gini value is 0.167. So, which one is the best? in this example, as you can, if we go for the multiple partition split, that is 3 split is much better than the 2 splits. Okay. So, this will be done for the categorical attributes. Now, we will move to the continuous attributes. Okay. So, we have a table here, that is from the beginning we started with the same example. Okay. Now, which one is the continuous attribute? That annual income is the continuous attribute here. Even though values are all it is showing is like in integer values, but it can be anything, right? Income can be anything, anything means continuous value. Now, if for continuous value, what can be done is like we can have binary split. So, we have the income, we can see starting from 60 k to, so let us say highest is like I can see is 220 k. So, we can have a 2 split. So, one can be say above 90 and another is below 90. Okay. So, this is very simple way, but it is very really difficult to identify the point where we should split. Okay. So, we have the several choice, why 90, we can have another choice is like 120 and then we can see whether the split will give you the best impurity value or not. So, therefore, we need to adopt some policy. What is that? So, we have the several choices for the splitting the value. How many choices you have? That is the number of distinct values available in the data. So, that is you see how many distinct values, say almost I do not see any repetition of this one. So, then we have the 10 split here. So, then where do you put the split? So, now we will this one will explain here with one example here. So, if you take the 80 is the way, 80 is the split, then we will find this distribution. Okay. So, and then we will have a node like this one and then we will compute the Gini value. So, here you can see is this is okay, I can remove it here and you see here if you take the 80. So, it is less than 80, how many values? So, less than 80 is this one and this one. So, you have to find the distribution of the classes, all objects belongs to class no. So, therefore, default is an attribute value at class level. Okay, here. So, this is 3 and this is 0. Now, what you have to do? Less than is gone, then we have to compute the what is the greater than 80, what is the distribution. So, greater than 80 class level ES is we can see 3 values here. So, that is the I do not know, this is green. So, this is this color here, here and here. So, we got 3 and rest of them are class no. So, then we can compute the impurity. So, here now that is 80 you have chosen based on say let us say income base and so on, but what happened we do not have any concrete logic why we have chosen the 80. What we can do it as follows, what we can do. So, all income we can sort them, say income started from 60 to 220 we sorted here, and obviously we have to accordingly we have to arrange the class level. As you go back here 60, where is 60? 60 is here, class level is 90. So, you can see 60 class level is no. Similarly, 70, what is the class level? You go back here 70, you come back here 70, where is 70? 70 class level is no. So, then class level is no. So, you note down first the each individual class level and you have to arrange them annual income arrange in increasing order. Now, for the each split we will start counting how many objects belongs to which class. So, let us say we have first partition is 55, then all class will be all object will belong to one node, another object will belong to 0 node will there will be no object in the other node. So, here we go, first we partition 55 and then we take between 60 to 70 we put partition 65, then we take between 70 to 75 we take 72 and then we take the binary division. How many objects belongs to how many objects are incomes lesser than the how many % income is lesser than the 72 or more than the 72. lesser than equal to 72 and more than equal to 72 k. Similarly, 75 85 you take a split 80, 90 95 you take 85 90 you take a split 87 and so on. So, it is like 90 95 divided by 2 and you go on, and then finally, you take the 230 here. Now, you count for the in each node, if there is a 2 nodes, and in earlier example we had 2 nodes here. If one is 65 lesser than equal to and another is greater than okay, 65, then what will this node is, let us say n 0, another node is n 2, then what will be the distribution of the classes, and you compute the impurity. Okay. So, here let us say first we consider the split 55. So, in this example we can see 80 here. So, split you consider 80. Okay. So, now 80, how many ES class? So, how many objects is lesser than 80? So, lesser than 80 means 60, 70, 75. So, among this one, so all belongs to class no, as you can see. So, therefore, you write it here 3, and then above 80 there are 7 objects. So, out of these 7 objects, how many ES class? 1, 2, 3, 3. So, then ES class is 3 and rest is 4. Now, you got this partition here and then you combine the Gini value. So, that is that we learn is how to combine the Gini value. So, we compute it here. Similarly, we take the split value is 85. So, 85 income. So, split value you take the 87. Okay. So, 87 and 87 means what here? So, 87 is only you see the left side. Among this left side object, one class is yes. So, therefore, this is 1 and rest are 3. And then on the right side you see similarly and compute the Gini value, and you do the same thing for the all split. So, let us say here you do for the 55, as you see the this will be the maximum value here. Similarly, 65 and so on, and then you find the minimum. Minimum is somewhere here, and then what will be the split? 97. So, I stop now. So, as I said in the early beginning of this class, we will have the 3 types of measures. One is Gini, that we completed. Now, we will talk about the entropy. Okay. So, entropy it is covered in earlier classes also, how to compute the entropy. So, here is the formula here, how to compute the entropy, and the each term is already described here, that is what is PJT? PJT is the relative frequency of class J. We are computing the entropy of each node. Okay. So, entropy of each node is like same way, we have the node C, this node is let us say M 0, and then you have the class 2 class problem, that is C 0 C 1. You can go with multi class problem, that is not a problem. So, then C 0 is how many nodes? So, let us say N 0 and N 1. Then what you do? You compute the PJT. This is PJT is the relative frequency for C 0 will be N 0 by N 0 plus N 1, and then you take this value, that is the PJT, and you take the log, and here we take the log 2 base 2, and you take the summation over. Before that you can see that formula for entropy is there is a minus here, negation. So, you have to take this one. So, this is the formula for entropy. So, now what is the maximum value and the minimum value here? What will be the maximum value of the entropy and what will be the minimum value? So, it is easy to say what will be the minimum value. So, minimum value to choose is you put the all nodes belong to all nodes in single class. So, then what will be the PJT? So, this will be 1. So, log 1 is 0. So, the entropy value will be. So, this is the minimum. What is the maximum value? When you will get the entropy maximum value? When the each class is having the equal probability in the distribution. Then all class will have the equal probability. That means, if there are n classes, so NC classes, so then this is the number of classes. So, same way then what will be the PJT? PJT will be 1 by NC. Then what will be the value of this? What will be the maximum value here? So, if you compute it, what will be the maximum value? Summation over classes. So, you have a minus n c, Pjt is n c into Pjt, right. Pjt is what? 1 by n c, and then what is log Pjt? Again log of 1 by n c. What is n c? These many term you will get, right, and then how many, this is for the each object, okay, 1 by n c into log 1 by n c, and then how many terms you will get, that is the n c. So, you multiply it. So, you will get here log 1 by n c. So, this is will give you minus log 1 plus log n c. So, you get the log n c. So, this will be the maximum value and minimum value is 0, and rest of the computation is same as the earlier what we studied in the Gini index value. So, I stop at this point. We will start again from this slide, that is how to compute the entropy.